Okay.
Yeah, man, you have to plug the kettle in.
Okay.
You can't just assume anything here.
Especially not genders.
Especially.
Not get into that.
We should not assume anyone's genders, man. Everyone is free to be whatever they want to be.
I identify as a sexual attack helicopter.
That's... We'll do it step by step. So, we've ran this Brabus that's in for Mac this morning on the dyno, and it's made no boost. On inspection, Richard has found that the solenoid looks to be broken, and also one of the pipes leading to the solenoid is very, very loose, possibly the wrong sized. The wrong sized hose. So we have spares here at DynoDaze because we do lots and lots of these. So currently the lads are setting about rectifying and putting back to standard so that we can actually try and attempt to run some boost. So Richard's after a bit of original pipe work. It's important that
check the pipes of the turbo as well and make sure that their pipes up correctly.
Yeah, so it's important that you use the original sized vacuum tubing from the original kit. It's all very important. And next stage, obviously, if this makes boost, fantastic. If not, we're on to looking at power to the solenoid, and after that, ECU. But these are the first initial stages, and like we always say, health checks first. Initial power run showed us that we had an issue with boost. So, yeah. So there you go, nice rims. Nice rims, no boost. Okay, so as you can see, this is broken here. Usually they have two ports, like you can see on this one, which is not broken. Also, this has actually got a pill in it. There's the pill, for those of you who wonder what the pill is. Don't remove that until it's time for mapping. Now, this shouldn't actually be, this is obviously off a Colt because the Brabuses don't have the pill in. But, yeah. Look, that's the pill. But as we always say, don't remove that until it's time for mapping, because what you'll get is an inconsistent boost spike. Yeah, and the car will end up in limp mode, and it'll run lean and all sorts of naughtiness. So there you go. So this is the part that Richard's checking is all in place and still as original.
I'm going to have to take it off the car at this point. I'm going to have to take it off the dyno at this point because I can't get at the bottom to check it.
Okay, so
but the other two lines to it have been replaced.
Right.
So I'm assuming that that third one has also been replaced.
Okay, so we've got to take the car off the dyno now, put it on the ramps, and check that these pipes are still in place. Good job, we've got some spares, eh, Rich?
Alright.
They look expensive to me.
What does?
These parts.
Oh, everything's expensive. Yeah, it's just got a...
Where can we best see this from, Richard?
Sorry?
Just wondered if we can see it.
Well, I was going to take the under tray off so you can see it properly. I need to take the under tray off and do what I'm doing.
So is it missing the original pipe work and that's causing the issue?
Yeah, it's missing. Well, he's got a T-piece in and the normal hose, no restrictor pill in the bottom. I mean, well, sort of annoying part of that conversation. We had that conversation the other day, didn't we? Saying you can't, unless you fit a 3-port, it has to be there.
Okay. Okay, so boost solenoid,
there.
not fix the problem.
Down, like that, and then I'm going to go underneath. I'm going to push the rod onto that arm. So that's it. Stay inwards as much as you can, because I've got to get the rod on the outside. That's it.
So Richard is moving on to the next logical thing, which is the preload on the turbo, because this turbo's been off, the actuator's been off. So now because it's not making boost, and we know we've got power to the solenoid, we have to go through a list of things that could potentially be the problem, and this could be
it's going to be difficult.
No preload from the actuator. Well, it doesn't make me happy, Richard. But if I want to make a video of what you're doing, then I think that's
No, I didn't. I never said it was a problem. I just said if it makes you happy.
It does make me happy. It doesn't make it.
I just want you to
like
be-
this sort of thing.
I want you to be happy, mate.
I am happy. Thanks, mate. I'm happy because I'm near you.
Why does it sound?
Why is it weird, Samuel?
Why did it sound patronising?
It wasn't patronising.
It did sound patronising.
Well,
if it wasn't intentional,
I'll change my tone.
If it wasn't
I
intentional,
changed my tone.
that is how
I
it
wouldn't want
sounded.
to do any of this without you, Rich. I wouldn't want to even open the doors of the morning if you weren't here to support me and make me feel like a man.
Support you.
So anyway, I'm noting that the Brabus is back off the die, which I can see in the distance there, because it wasn't making any boost. And we tried several fixes first, didn't we? Cheapest fixes first.
Cheapest fixes first, going for a few bits. I mean, the blaze is slightly damaged, but it's not the massive amount going on. There is 2 chips in it there.
Yeah, I can see those.
One there and one there. So there is 2 chips in it as well. But the main, obviously.
Yeah, I can see that's showing up in the video, mate.
Not good.
Yeah, so it's got a good bit of play in it. So we're gonna put this core in it, and then we're hopefully gonna rebuild this turbo, and it's gonna
make some power.
It's gonna fix it, and we're gonna make some power.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, well, let's get cracking. Sam, where's this cup of tea that you promised us?
I didn't promise anything. I said I can do.
He said he could do it at 12:30. He said I could do it, and I've checked, and it's 4 o'clock, and I haven't had the tea yet.
Should we get him to make a cup of tea?
I think he needs to make us one,
I
don't
can
he?
make a cup of tea.
Just out of.
We've had our cakes now, so we can have a cup of tea.
Yeah.
I'll go make some cup of teas. It's easy.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, no worries.
He hates me.
He doesn't. He don't like you. He moans that no one talks to him at Rob's.
You talk about it?
Yeah, you say no one talks to you there.
Well, they sometimes do, but it's not really often, so I'll just have my earphones now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I just like, right, now listen to some music for a bit.
Yeah.
And then I get called ignorant, and it's like, well, you don't talk to me anyway.
You can't be ignorant. You can't be ignorant if no one's talking to you.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can only be ignorant if someone's talking to you and you're not responding.
And it's always best to ignore right anyway.
Rob will watch this video and sack him. You know that, don't you? And then we've got to employ him.
If Rob's watching, put some work in for him, get him working.
Yeah, make him get a sweat on.
Yeah. If he's got time to talk shit, he's got time to do some more work, isn't he?
Yeah. You can't complain that I'm wearing a Dreamhouse t-shirt. If he's watching this video, I'm wearing the Dreamhouse t-shirt.
Dreamhouse is the place to go if you want a stereo system installed in your car in Leicestershire.
He ought to be walking around topless if he's got his Dreamhouse t-shirt on. Shouldn't have that on in here.
Rich, I don't think you can. I don't think we should ask the young staff to walk around topless.
Yeah. Well, what's wrong with that?
Well, it's day 2 and it's 7 AM and look, Richard is stuck in already. Still lots to do on this one to get it ready. Yesterday it was supposed to be getting mapped and unfortunately it had a plethora of issues, but Richard's decided to shit the bed and get to work and basically get ahead of himself because he's got a lot to do, this man, today, and he's getting stuck in. So let's see how we get on. Well, at last, I'm finally sat inside this Smart ForFour Brabus, which has got the same engine as the Mitsubishi Colt, the 4G1T. Finally, we have got to the bottom of the boost issue, which was pretty much a seized turbo. It certainly wasn't doing what it should have been doing, and now that we've actually rectified the problem and put it on the dyno, we can see that it's boosting again. It's back where it needs to be, which is great. So now it's my job to stick the EcuTek license on there, the race ROM, set up the data login, and then we'll get mapping, and Richard will get in this seat, and we'll finally we'll take some videos of it being on the dyno and making some power. Now these cars make the same, pretty much the same power as a Colt CZT when tuned, so we're expecting 200 brake horsepower out of this car today. So now that it's all healthy and back up and running, although it has to be said there's a lot of bits missing out the inside of this car. The ECU, well, the OBD 2-port health check is telling me that there's a lot of sensors not connected to this, but it's all interior stuff. But they hate you messing with the CAN bus wiring, so yeah, don't do that. Also, it's got HIDs. So again, over the years I've bought cars that have had failed ECUs, and that's just solely down to them having HIDs, or maybe that's a coincidence, but I've seen maybe 5 or 6 cars that I've bought that have had ECUs dead, non-starters, just because they got HIDs in them. Take the HIDs out, put an ECU in it, and away it goes. But right, let's get on with this now, because I'm boring myself. So the Brabus is finally finished, and we have made some massive gains, and I mean massive. Even Sam's impressed, aren't you, Sam?
I'm rather impressed.
He's rather impressed. He's rather impressed. So the car came in and it failed some health checks, and Richard has put a core in the turbo, and well, I'm going to show you the difference now. So core in the turbo and a map, and this is what you get. We have made a whopping difference. So as you can see, very linear, because the turbo was only going to give us 6 PSI. But once the turbo was fixed by our Richard, we got back up on boost, got spooling boy doing what it needed to do. And we've made some power. So we are 205 brake horsepower, which is fantastic, and 220 foot-pound of torque. That's pretty much a 44 brake horsepower increase. But look at the difference. Look at the space underneath the graph. That is all power. Yeah, fantastic. That's going to feel like a weapon to how it did feel. So, what you got to say for yourself, Rich? Done a good job, mate. Done a good job.
Done a job, mate, yeah.
Done a good job, mate. Yeah. What I will say is that the...
what I will say is it took a lot of effort. I'll admit that.
It's took a lot of effort, Rich, but it's in the right place. It's in the right place for these sorts of things.
Yeah, it's in the right place. At the end of the day, we got it fixed. We initially saw this car with a unknown hybrid turbo on it, no stage 2 mods, let alone hybrid mods on it. We suggested to the customer that he went back to a standard turbo, started with stage 1 because he hadn't got the clutch, he hadn't got anything else, and then start modifying. So like, get the best out of the car first of all, let's get it fixed, get the best out of it, and then start enjoying it. He took our advice, although some bits still weren't correct. And some parts he didn't have, to be fair.
That's right.
In some instances, because he was on a hybrid turbo prior, so we put it basically back to stock. Had a boost solenoid problem, so we went back to 3-port, which we've got better control on. So we did that. Found out that the turbo itself had got a lot of play in it, plus damage to the blade. So obviously at that point we were turbo off.
Yeah.
We thought we might have had a collapsed cap maybe at one point. But we cut that open and had a look.
It made sense to check the cap first, didn't it?
It made way more sense to check the cap first. Checked it, it hadn't got it. Plus it got impact damage to the cat as well. It was a sports cap. Got heavy impact damage to it, so we thought it probably broke it up, turned it sideways, and that's why we couldn't get any boost. Turned out to be the turbo in the end, which obviously was not a massive issue. We got cores in stock, so we rebuilt the turbo, got it back up on song, and we finished the map. And like you say, the gains are phenomenal.
Fantastic. Good stuff. Customer's going to be made up with that, mate. It's going to drive like a completely different car. Right, brilliant. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, guys. Like and subscribe and all that jazz. We'll see you on the next one, won't we, Rich?
We will indeed.
We will indeed.
Before, and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast.